would be?
This is our last day in Lobata. We'll be heading back to Habaran. It's been quite a hectic week of shooting, back to back. We are here to create a story titled Trespass against us. There was a lot of things that were wrong, but looked right. The first thing is the location of the place. It was something that I will never go to on a daily basis. But to my surprise, when I got here, I've got to sleep on it, I've got to walk around cops, I've got to leave cops. As a writer, I think that is the magic in the whole storyline. Us having to live within the storyline that we're trying to capture, especially as creatives. So this thing, I think it really gave me that opportunity to feel from a different perspective. From this point, I will say, I'm not afraid of death, not because I want to die or what, maybe because I got to understand and to really introspect this issue of death, how it's been held, how someone treats it. To me, it might be a sad thing, but to someone, it might be business. But then, we always have those underlying narratives within the criminality factions that can always come to place, as our story was saying. But then, I think it was a worth experience having to. It really reminded me of Mel Gibson when he went to Amazon to shoot Apocalypto. I think that the power in you having to be present within the storyline or your own world of stories is really great. And it gave us other emotions that maybe we have never thought of in the beginning that we do have now. But in terms of the CMS and PD, which I really came here to assist, I had my art director was Monet, who was doing fourth year. I came here to work like at the back of her footsteps. It was quite a nice collaboration of energies, even though due to difference of personalities in the first place, it was quite a little bit rough and rocky. But as time goes on, as we gain momentum, the working relationship got a little bit better, and to a point where I was comfortable even having to work with it. Be it under pressure, be it at ease, everything was at some point clicking or sinking together. And then with the cast, I think the person who was doing the casting really took his time to really go through, because when I look at some names that really appeared, I will start by Mr. Salon. He's not in the movie, his face is known. We know all how he delivers his stuff. We had Bernard Lakim Marabedi. Who doesn't know him? Maybe you don't have TV, but you get to buy it to see Bernard. He's this young brilliant star from our college who really does wonders, who's really there to bring life into his performance time and again. And then who doesn't know G? Oh, we call him G, but the very, very familiar name within the industry as a model, as an actor and live performance is Waradam Kubu. She was there, she was present, and the entire time, the different energies from different characters and actors that were brought in, they were really, we had some highest tense emotional moments that I feel like even the audience, what we really came here for, they will get to feel it into a little bit deeper or wider spectrum, I would say. And then we're still on characters. There's this promising young kid that I know that I actually believe so much on. She's called Refila Modefa. She's doing her third year now in college. She was there. The difference in her play, despite the age difference from her seniors and her being a third year in school, it wasn't visible, in a sense that every time when you assign her to be something, she releases all that she knows, and every emotion that comes with that particular thing, being in that place, she becomes that particular person who we want to see at that particular time. And then we had Mtonga Mujurahan, who was a double stunt, having to play two characters. I don't know, I think it was a crazy idea from the director. It was a crazy idea. Why am I saying it's crazy? The difference is less more the same for the character to be really a duplicate. Even though we have seen that from ancient times when in Double Impact, Alex and Gentrude, it was just one character replaying things. Just that the issue of caution, the issue of personality was the one that was inscribed within the depth of this kind of character. Because if you go back to look, the first twin and the second twin who was tortured. Peolane was the struggling nigger down in the streets, and then we had Peolane who looked clean, who looked caged in whatever world, his own world he is right now. But you can tell from the aesthetical look and again his scars, you can tell the kind of life that he lives. Quite a contrast from what we see as a weakling of a twin, that is Peolane. In the beginning, he was a weakling, a coward. He ran off in the first day in the job, you see. I think the craziness really came to me in terms of the execution. The director of art, Monet, was really hesitant. She wasn't hesitant about her having to really come out clean on that particular issue of us having to emphasize scars, makeup, costume, and everything. And I think we did a very, very great job. And then in terms of us now having to work with different people, it was okay, even though we had that lowest point as a production whereby people were suffering, everyone was going through emotional fatigue, and in that presence, conflict was inevitable from every side. But then, due to us having good directors, they had time to call the set off, let everyone warm off, and then bring a meeting forth. Everyone has to vent out whatever that she or he felt within the story, within the set. Like, I'm feeling this type, or am I fit enough to continue working or not? So I think in having to give the review of it in general, as an honest critic, I would say we could tell here and there the misconception within the crew, because some people within the crew, they were still stuck in the third or the second final draft. They couldn't even get to know how the director had really shifted the whole storyline to its original form that he wants it to be seen on TV when it came to this premiering sessions. And then that from there, it created a little bit of hiccups, because we had to, at point, channel the energy people. Hey, we are here, we are here, we are here. That is one of the things that we really see, which means it really is back to group dynamics, how connected, how prepared, and how effective they were really working towards. And then one thing that I would love to pick, I think some issues is an element of attitude. You might be the best in your field, but if your attitude is wrong, it's quite a hilly or a rocky path for you to travel on. I've seen good personalities from Kevin. Kevin is an editor here. Personally, I think in production, you should only see him doing his log sheet, getting ready for his edit or for post production. But I've seen the guy having to flip flop from sound to edit, from edit to scene, and then he had less of complaint to give. I think such personalities is the one that really gives me courage to keep working, because it shows me on how what it means to someone and what he really put so much onto that particular thing. That means she or he have invested a lot in that particular thing. But the rest is a great experience. We had the Musana part who was our location. It was quite a whole. The reason why I felt comfortable in a place that I will do wrong is because the people around it, they may feel so open, feel so free. So till we meet again, we'll come again to come tell a story about a certain life of a human being within the village, within the township, within everywhere. But I forget one of the funniest things that I've seen. When we had to shoot in the morning, I think it was the second day here. The character who is on, due to some unforeseen circumstances, she couldn't pull through the set. So we had a challenge of now having to find a character on set. We had a good discussion, and then I left with the producer. We met a certain old woman who according to the look of us, she's on her early 60s, who really came through to play, who is on it. That's Miss Chapeta. The stress called her, the stress called her OCB. I would prefer calling her OCB too, because of her personality, her character. I would love OCB. OCB, she came on set, and non-actor, she doesn't know shit about acting. Like, she came in there, we had to give her directions, we have to really create that world for her. She truly fitted perfect Like she was that missing puzzle that I've been looking for quite some time. I really thank God per se. Why? Because me as a creative, it's not entirely about what I can do, what I can think, or what I can say. It's entirely about what God can do, because God is the only guy who turns things around. No human being can do that shape for you. But at the end of the day, I'm positive to say when the premiere comes, when 2022 comes to an end, Trespass against us will quite give a competition, not a participation. It will give quite a participation in terms of one of its field. I think it deserves an award for this amazing work that we did. Till we meet again, stories of art from the heart. Art on Rights.